Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Chef Karl from Cooking and Grilling with Karl, and in this latest video, I'm going to be making for you a steak frites recipe and also a chimichurri sauce recipe right after this. Alright, so as usual, before we get started with this recipe, let me show you all the ingredients I'm going to be using to make the steak frites and the chimichurri sauce. Alright, also the list of the ingredients will be listed in the description down below. Also, the steak that I'm using is a bone-in ribeye that I got from Southington Meat Company here in Connecticut. And a great cut of meat, and the guy cut it fresh for me. Has nice marbling, so that's something that you want to find when you're doing steak frites. You can use New York strip, you can use skirt steak, you can use flank steak, but in this recipe I'm using bone-in ribeye. So what I'm doing now, I'm doing a salt brine, a dry brine. So I'm gonna put some coarse sea salt on the steak. We'll go into the refrigerator for about 4 hours at least. You can do it for 24 hours. That's gonna give the steak a nice amount of flavor. It's not going to over salt it, but it's going to really give it a good amount of flavor. And then I'm going to remove the excess salt by rinsing it off right before I'm going to cook it. And I'm going to pat it dry as well. So right here I'm getting ready to do my frites, which is basically French fries. Just a bougie way of saying French fries. But you know, this is a classic dish, steak frites, palm frites, palm meaning potato, frites meaning to fry. So you know, it's a term that's used in French cuisine called palm frites, steak frites, which is a popular dish all around, but really and truly it's a French, or some people even say that it's a Belgian, comes from Belgian cuisine. So here I'm cutting my potatoes into strips and basically into French fries, and I'm going to put them in water so they don't turn brown until I'm ready to fry them. And also, if you made it this far, you know, I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel. It'll really support the channel. I'm fighting to get to 3,000 subs at the moment. Also hit that notification bell and give a thumbs up on this video. Also share the video on social media with your friends. I'd really appreciate it. Alright, so I got my frites all cut up, so now it's on to the next recipe, which is the chimichurri sauce. Alright, so right here I got a bunch of flat leaf parsley and one bunch of cilantro that I'm going to chop up. Alright, so right here I'm putting my chopped parsley and cilantro into a bowl. And now I'm going to start putting the rest of the ingredients to complete this recipe. Alright, so right here I'm going in with some extra virgin olive oil. Next I'm going in with some red wine vinegar. Next up is some minced garlic. Right here I'm going with some minced onions. Next, some diced red peppers, small dice, some crushed red peppers. some dry oregano leaves, some steak and burger seasoning from Famous Dave's. This is optional, but I decided to go in. I love putting this stuff on a lot of different, using it in a lot of different recipes. All right, so right here, some ground black pepper. Some coarse sea salt. And I'm going in with a little bit of sugar just to kind of balance some of the heat out. All right, so I'm mixing everything together. And there you go. It's a chimichurri sauce. And you can use this on anything. I use it on steak. I've used it on fish. Actually, I have another recipe where I did it on salmon. Use it on chicken, veal, pork chops, whatever. All right, so there you go, chimichurri sauce. All right, next up, we're gonna head out to the Blackstone Griddle and start cooking the steak. All right, right here, I'm going down that Killer Hogs barbecue rub. I put this on almost everything as well. It actually complements the steak and burger seasoning, which you're gonna see me use both. This is also, that Killer Hogs is also great for ribs, brisket, but I love it on steak, chicken, everything. All right, so I'm seasoning both sides. I'm making sure that steak is well seasoned, because a lot of the seasoning is going to come off in the Blackstone grill. And so right here, I'm even getting the fat part, the bone, everything. I want to make sure that steak is well seasoned. Going down with a little bit of oil. And now I'm going down with the steak. So I'm just putting the steak weight up there so I get a nice sear on it. All right, I got a nice sear on one side. Now I'm flipping it. Going to get a nice sear on that other side. And the other thing is, if you don't have a Blackstone griddle, you can do this in a large cast iron pan. If you don't have a cast iron pan, then you're just going to have to use what you got. But you can buy griddle plates from, like Walmart or Target, where you can go right on top of your stove. So as you can see, I got a nice crust on that steak. That's what you're looking for. You want to put your steak on the flat top or in your cast iron pan and let it sit, for a couple minutes so you get a nice sear on that. So right here, I'm searing the fat as well. All right, so my steak is done. All right, so going back into the kitchen. All right, so now I'll be cooking my frites, my fries. All right, so I got my grease up to probably about 350 degrees. And I'm pretty much gonna leave them in there till they're golden brown. All right, so I got the first batch coming out. And this is the second batch, and now the second batch is coming out. And the reason I did so much, because we're actually having this, me and my family are actually having this with our dinner tonight. Also, I use the paper towel in the bowl just to catch the grease, so the fries don't sit in the grease and it can drain off properly. But if you have another way of doing that, you're more than welcome to use that method. But this method works for me. All right, so now I'm gonna start seasoning the fries. So I'm going down with that steak and burger seasoning again. Some dry parsley flakes. That's just for a little bit of a herb look, a little bit of color. And now I'm going in with some fresh grated Parmesan cheese. All right, so giving everything a nice toss, a nice mix. And now it's on to plating up the steak. So first thing I'm gonna do is sharpen my knife, and then I'm gonna cut the steak. Also, make sure you let your steak rest for at least, a good 10 minutes or so. Let those juices stop flowing. You don't want to cut into it right away, and then all the juice just runs right out. All right, so right here I'm just separating that bone from the ribeye. So right here, I'm just cutting the steak on the bias, kind of on a slant. And the last phase of this recipe is just plating it up. So at this point, everything is done. All right, so I'm just gonna plate everything up for you. I got the steak at a perfect medium rare. That's how I enjoy my steaks. So that's how I cooked it. I know some people are gonna say it's undercooked, and I've cooked it well done before, and I've had people say that it was overcooked. So my preference is medium rare to medium. And so right here I'm going on with the basket, and I'm gonna put the frites in that. All right. Yeah, so that's the whole recipe right there. Steak frites with chimichurri sauce. Get ready to go down with that chimichurri sauce. All right, I'm going right over the top with a generous amount. So on that note, thank you for checking out another one of my videos. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Also hit that notification bell so you get notified when I upload other videos. And give a thumbs up on this video. And also catch me on social media, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at Cooking and Grilling with Karl. So I'll catch you on another video. God bless. Thanks for being a subscriber, and thanks for checking out this video. Peace. Yeah, and I almost forgot. I want to shout out Jeff from Southington Meat Company in Southington, Connecticut, for cutting the steak fresh for me, and also helping me to pick out some really quality steaks. All right. So if you're in the Connecticut area, definitely check out Southington Meat Company.
Welcome to Southington Meat Company. My name is Jeff Matthews. I'm a proprietor, owner of the business. We've been fourth generation owner. It's been in business for over 100 years. Located right here at 347 Center Street in Southington, Connecticut. We own our own USDA slaughterhouse, which is called Bristol Beef, and we have our own beef and hog farm here in Southington called Sleepy Hollow Farm. We try to source all of our products locally, or it comes from out west in Kansas, which is pasture-raised beef. And then we source our poultry from a local farmer in Massachusetts, Connecticut. We're open Tuesday through Friday from 8 to 5 and Saturdays from 9 to 1. Beginning half the week, we process wholesale animals, whole beef, whole hogs, and we can also do custom orders for whole, half, and quarter beef, and whole and half on hogs. And then on Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays, we do retail out of our store, which we offer fresh steaks, pork chops, poultry products. So if you need anything, just feel free to give us a call.
All right, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.